Covers for what? A bowl cap? Hey, bumper controller. I just use an old beer bottle lid. Switching over to that mode. You know, I'm really glad that I have noise canceling on my mic. You don't hear me dying and almost losing a lung over here. If I don't have it on, you'll hear the kids screaming in the background. Okay. We'll go vroom vroom in a minute. I still ain't took a dab. I was getting music started instead. It's not like I can't catch you at any point in time. Watching the stream, no, I do not have the music playing the stream for copyright issues. I'm tired of seeing my videos get flagged just because I had music playing. My mileage reset on everything because it was working correctly for PC, like per car, but when they fixed it for console, it reset everybody's cars to 0. Like if I go and look here, you can see I've driven a total of 947 miles while drifting. Or no, 947 miles driven, 776 miles. That used to say over 1,000 because I had over 1,000 just on my Mark V. No, I had almost I gotten that car up to over 7,000 miles in total. So I lost all my mileage tracking. It resetted everything. Yeah, see, that's the way my numbers used to be. And then they fixed it, and it reset everything. Oh, it was mine. I have 136 gold, 7 silvers, 2 bronze, and it says I've spent 73 time in game with 73 days. Let's go to Steam and see what my hours in game actually is. Shall we? Let's do, because I'm curious now. 1,950.3 hours. So, basic math here. 1950 divided by 24. That's 81.2 days. Steam shows me being in the game for almost 82 days, almost 83 days. Just based off the hours I've spent in the game that Steam's tracked, because that's the version I'm playing, is the Steam version. I haven't been on the Xbox version in a year. My Xbox is literally sitting in my closet. I don't even have it plugged into shit. Spent 700 hours on the Xbox version, and then I got it PC and got it on PC. And I didn't even have it on PC very long before I got a wheel. Now my next purchase is going to be a VR headset, because I actually want to play this in VR. I know the game you're talking about, the walk the plank bullshit. See, I'm not afraid to admit it. I used to be afraid of heights. I had a deep-seated pathological fear of my feet leaving the ground. And then I joined the Army. And I got flat out told, it's either you get your ass out of the back of this fucking plane or I'm gonna throw you the fuck out of it. You choose. I did not voluntarily go out the first time. But it was a static line jump, so your chute automatically pulls as you leave the plane. There's no having to pull cord, nothing. It's just there's a line attached to a line above you that's attached to your parachute, and when you go out the back of the plane, it's going to rip your chute out the pack. If that does not happen, you do have a reserve pull chute. But it's very rarely that happens. But I got booted out the back of a C-130. The next time we went up to jump, he asked me, am I going to have to boot you out again? I said, no, get the fuck out of my way. And I dove out the back of the plane. I was immediately over my fear of heights because I had total control in the air. This is very quickly becoming one of my favorite cars. I like the M3, which is the older little boxy one, and this one. Yeah. This is the new M5. That's what this is. This is an M5, y'all. But it's the new year model M5. The power balance isn't the same because this is a slightly bigger car. The first horse I ever rode was a 3-time blue ribbon cutting horse. His big bitch ass was 17 and a half inches tall and fucking threw me off. Broke both my collarbones at the same time. That's how hard I slammed into the ground. I've got 2 ruptured vertebrae in my, or ruptured discs in my neck because of it. Got up and beat the ever-living piss out of him with the end of the reins, got back on his ass and made him take me back to the fucking barn. Talking shit to him the whole time. I said, fuck up one more time, motherfucker. I'll give your owner the money you're worth, but I'll fucking put a bullet between your fucking ears, bitch. He never gave me a... No, this is the thing. After that ride, the next time I come out, he absolutely, hands down, would do anything I told him to do. The owner come out and seen what I was able to get him to do, and flat out told my dad, you give me $1,000 to have horses, y'all. Didn't have the money, or I'd have had a horse. But I could walk out in the pasture, holler at him, tell him, he'd walk up to me, I'd tell him lay down. He'd lay down, I'd crawl up on his back and tell him, all right, let's go. He'd go back to grazing around the pasture, me just sitting on his back the whole time. It didn't matter if I was sitting sideways, straddling him, he didn't give a shit. Yeah, he was a big bitch. But he was old and set in his ways, and he reached the point in that ride, he was ready to turn around and go back. So, fuck the person on my back, he's coming off. And I will tell you right now, you know, as somebody that owns horses, when they do something ornery, you can tell when they're fucking laughing at you. Cows do too. Donkeys, of all pack or rideable animals that you can get, donkeys probably have the best sense of humor. But donkeys also get very emotionally attached to people. It's one thing that growing up with horses, everybody always told me, you don't ever want to get a donkey. Something similar to that happened to my mom's horse that she had. Something was in the field, in the pasture, and spooked him, and he took off running and fell in a hole. Just so happened to be the hole he liked to wallow in when it rained. But he was only like, I think 13 hands tall. And then I had a gelding I bought from the Paragould auction house that wound up having cancer. I had him for 4 years, come out to the pasture, and he was laying down. No, it's the emotional attached part of it. Like, they can get really emotionally attached to you if you... Now, if you get an older donkey, they won't. But it's when you get them when they're young, they'll get really attached to people. No, I had one that I bought from auction. His name was Orion. He had cancer. Didn't know it. Had him for 4 years. Come out to the pasture. He's laying down, couldn't get up. Had to flag down a Craighead County deputy sheriff to put him down. And the dumbass didn't even know the law well enough that he had to call his supervisor, who then had to call Game and Fish Commission, who had to give him the okay to pull the trigger. I looked at him and said, hey, is that shotgun bought with my tax money? Those ant rounds bought with my tax money? Here's $3. Give me the fucking shotgun. I'll go pull the trigger myself. Oh yeah, mom and dad had a mare. She was a fucking raging bitch. I had a hatred for her. But no, my mom's stallion, dude, he was a fucking great horse. He never really got... Granted, he wasn't but 4 years old when we had to put him down because he broke his leg. But he never really was temperamental or anything. But we got him as a colt. So we raised him from wean to 4 years old. And my mom's from Texas. She grew up around horses and cattle her entire life. It's second nature to that woman to train a horse. But the mare, God, she was a fucking bitch. If you tied her up and walked away, and she decided she didn't want to be tied up no more, she'd break everything. She snapped a steel cable. 2,500 pound winch line that I made into a lead rope for her ass. And she snapped it in half. Which is an actual thing. A determined horse will break any fucking thing. Fuck yeah. Meet the wall. Situation where that primal fear takes a hold. And I've been in several situations that shit. You see shit that you can't see that you know is there. Just based off the sound alone, you'll know exactly what it is, where it is, who it is, what it is. Yep. Like I will tell you, there is a very distinct sound of an AK-40 selector switch. Well, see, that's the thing. Well, that's something that, as a veteran, I can definitely tell you. Anytime I see somebody that's armed, I immediately look and see if if it's holstered properly, if it's on safe, and I don't even have to get close to him to know. I walked past a cop and told him, "Hey, secure your weapon," because he had it unlatched in the holster and just sitting there. I could have simply walked behind him and just easily lifted it off of him, and he'd never been the wiser. He didn't even know I was behind him until I said something. And he didn't even just feel with his hand like natural reaction of, oh shit, it's unclipped, and clip it naturally. He had to look. That's somebody that does not take firearm safety worth a shit at all. If it all pans out, by the end of next month, I will be Scott County Sheriff's Department's Weapons Safety Training Officer. Yep. Won't be a police officer, but I'll train them how to fucking actually properly handle their weapons and use them properly. But it's one of these, I'm tired of seeing cops fuck up and draw the wrong fucking thing at the wrong fucking time and make a fucking fatal mistake. You're issued a taser for a reason. If I can get it in their heads to always go for the taser first and only use your pistol as a secondary, a lot of shit will change for people. I'd much rather get hit with 50,000 volts when I didn't fucking comply than get shot. Just saying. I'll ride the lightning. I don't like particularly getting shot. Been there, done that. Contra front end. that was I see an opportunity. there was also a line that he said. There was a line he had an issue with because it didn't sound right coming from him. That was his issue. And George looked at him and said, no, this is the funny one. Is George looked at him and said, do I critique your acting? No. Then read the fucking script. Like, oh, goddamn. Yeah, 1 point. Yeah. Just like the guy that did the voice for the cartoon version of it. Who was he? God damn it! Now I can't think of his name. Motherfucker that with the red and black face. Yeah. There was one thing he was talking about in the makings of that, where he has to make the lightsaber, and he's like, they were like, why are you doing it like that? And he said, well, because I'm not trained. My character's not trained. I don't know any way to do this but to just force the pieces together. And I was like, oh. Yeah, that makes sense. It's like, yeah. When you put a fucking Star Wars nerd into a Star Wars movie, they're gonna do shit right. Yep. No, he goes back and kills himself before he ever does Green Lantern. that was the good point of that. Thinking it was gonna be a good movie. It was gonna be good. And it wasn't. Oh yeah, they're horrible. I don't ever look at those reviews. I go by word of mouth. Somebody tells me it's a good movie, I'll watch it. Yep. If it's not in their wheelhouse. Not how I intended to land that. figured it was a revenge move. That would have been a perfect opportune time. Just go, keep throwing, go fuck off. I'm done with drifting. I think I'm gonna shoot folks in the face. Die a bunch of times doing it. I might also be listening to Down with the Sickness right now. That might have been what got me in the mood to fucking shoot some folks. Exactly. I was like, oh, wait. This gets me in a killing mood. Speak of the devil. Heavy. Oh, the relationship drama. Bro, me and Ski text all the time. Yeah, you were streaming something and we're on Discord all day. We should have. We should have. Because I joined it thinking you were there. I was like, wait. And we watched the stream. Nope, he's not there. Stream was black screen. I was like, yep, he's not there. I hope you don't live in Georgia. Shit got banned. No, you have to, if you live in the state of Georgia, in order to watch porn, you have to age verify by sending them a picture of you and your ID. Yabba dabba doo. Anybody else joining us on COD? All right. I might have took 2 dab hits back to back. Oh no, that was me catching up. That's what that was. But I took them back to back and they weren't small dab hits. And I'm hacking my PC to make it run colder. My fan pointed at it when it's not pointed at me. I'm like, all right, a little too cold over here. Start broadcasting some of that heat out the back of that. Oh, everybody's talking shit.
Rucker, you're headed to the war zone.
So glad I don't have to run in here. That's all you. You're just carrying me around. Yes! Oh my god, this game is intense.
What's your man?
Reloading.
Smoke.
All stations, this is Shadow 01.
Send the
Deployment
chop
to the
chop.
war zone has been authorized.
No, I shot somebody and they fucking died because they decided to drop their chute.
Mark a drop point for your squad
Spotted a
and hit the
contract.
silk. You've got gas closing in fast. Double time it to the place zone. You're clear to engage all hostiles. I've marked a point on your map containing enemy intel. Capture and secure it to get ahead of the next gas spread. The squad mates start securing the intel. Join them to increase the speed of the capture.
Equipment out.
Well done, soldier. Check your map for the next gas spread location. Target down!
Shock charge going out. Got me. Loading fresh mag. Reloading.
Your squad made it to the safe zone. You've got gas moving in. See him on your team!
Switching mag.
Loadout drop headed your way.
So glad I don't have to run in here. That's all you. You just carry me around.
Loading fresh mag. Flash.
Dumbass.
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone. Enemy deployed an advanced UAV.
No, I'm straight fucking.
Taking fire.
Didn't see that one coming.
Marking gas mask.
Reload.
Squad's in the safe zone.
Bots that are
Gas is
spawning
moving.
on us because there is nobody else around.
A little help? A little help over here?
Five hostiles neutralized. Switching mag.
Movement.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone. Tracking a high-value target. Weapons hot. Primary objective complete. All targets eliminated.
Loading fresh mag.
All squad mates are in the safe zone. Gas is inbound.
That's not going anywhere. Final mag. Reloading. Last mag. Final mag. Shock charge deployed.
The other one's higher up.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Your squad mates in the gulag. If they survive, they redeploy. Your squad mate won the fight. They're redeploying now.
Mine set. They got me.
Gas is closing in. Relocating safe zone. Enemy visual. Enemy UAV is online. squad made it to the safe zone. Losing ground, moving. Enemies
Loading
are dropping
fresh
into
mag.
the area. Watch the skies.
Taking fire.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Reload.
Incoming LDBR. Be advised, your squad is down. It's up to you now.
Last mag.
Got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. No more fighting in the gulag.
Hostile tagged.
Friendly loadout drop on the way. 9 left. Keep the pressure on.
Switching mag. Take kills and count 'em. I'm under fire.
Closing in.
Loading fresh mag.
Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy UAV overhead.
Reloading.
Your squad's in the top 5. Gas is moving in. New safe zone located. Supply crates are restocked. Advise you to load up now.
Confirming enemy down.
You're losing ground. Moving.
quick. They've pushed
Enemy
on.
UAV is online.
I can just get your ass back. Don't think so, bitch.
Get your mag.
Thanks for your shit. We're gone. I don't care. Kill this bitch ass.
Enemy soldier incoming. Gas is closing in. Relocating safe zone.
Send C4 charge.
Hostile UAV.
I'm under fire. Motherfucker, I'm down.
He's
Coordinates
right
marked.
there. Cunt ass bitch.
Don't let up now. Less than 5 were still standing. Next time we'll